This is the new 2024 Subaru Forester Touring. Despite it only being late 2023, Subaru has already released the 2025 redesigned models of the Forester. But with the demand for midsize CUVs growing higher and higher, the Forester is in a tough position with tough competitors like the CR-V and RAV4. So is this still better than the 2025 model and the tough competition out there? Let's go ahead and find out. Now, before we begin, let me address the pricing and trim level. Today, we have the top-of-the-line Forester Touring, which is the most luxurious and most expensive Forester you can buy today. This is really nice for $38,000 considering that you have a really nice interior with this gorgeous weather. The Forester has always been a stylish vehicle, and that continues even after it was refreshed in 2022. The front end is slightly revised, however you have a blacked out grille with the large Subaru logo, full functionality at the bottom, and completely LED headlights with a revised look to them with the LED fog lights, which is nice to see in 2023. Now coming to the wheels, we have very nicely designed 18-inch alloy wheels that have a machined aluminum design. When it comes to the side profile, this got even better after the refresh because we have these nice roof rails that can hold even more weight and these nicely designed mirrors that do not unfortunately have auto dimming or power folding, which is disappointing since this is the top trim level. Now coming to the rear end, nothing much back here. We have an aluminum strip at the bottom with a single exhaust tip, and you have mostly incandescent lights with the exception of the brake light and tail lights. Coming to the interior, this is where the Touring trim level really shines. This is only $38,000, keep in mind, but this has a lot more luxuries than the $41,000 Toyota RAV4 Limited. Starting with the door panel, we have a nice soft touch plastic, nice genuine leather, and white contrast stitching. All of our switchgear that has a very nice, interesting design, and a chrome-ish door handle. We also have two memory seats, an interesting rubber texture, and storage at the bottom. Coming to the seats, these are real perforated leather seats with 8 ways of power adjustment, and we don't have door sills on this model, unlike the RAV4. Getting inside is super easy, just like the RAV4. And first impressions, this is a nice car. We have really good visibility, seats are really comfortable, and it kind of looks like they ran out of room down here. As far as the steering wheel goes, this is a heated leather wrap steering wheel. This leather actually feels a little bit harder than I expected. You have the horn button right there. And coming to the gauge clusters, we have a mostly analog display with a small digital display in the middle. As far as materials go, we have soft touch plastic up here, 2 screens right here, some of that interesting rubber feeling, white contrast stitching, more of that weird rubber. I just don't even know what that is. And we have some gloss black around the shifter and on the shifter itself. Now taking a look at storage, this is really where the RAV4 shines, but this Forester also does not disappoint. You do have a little area right there, maybe to put a smaller phone, 2 cup holders, little storage tray right there, and you lift this up for a center console. It is a bit narrow, and I would say the RAV4 is the winner if you need storage. Coming to the infotainment system, we have a 2-screen display, which is actually really helpful because you can actually put the forward-facing camera up there and the backup camera right there at the same time, which I think is pretty cool. You also have basic things like the temperature, and you can scroll through that and see different things like the weather and all of that. Now, with this other display, it's Subaru's latest display. You have an actual CD player right there, which I haven't seen in newer cars for a long time. I love how the buttons are illuminated. That looks really cool. And you have wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now, you also have 2 stages of heated seats, which is a nice thing to have because, like, even though it looks outdated, this is like much easier to use, and plus, you get seat warmers all the time. Now, coming to the backup camera, when you put it in reverse, you get a normal backup camera, active trajectory. You don't get a 360 view, which is disappointing, and this camera is kind of low resolution. So with the RAV4 having better resolution and a 360 view, if you're used to that, you can't really go back, and that's what we've experienced in the past. Also, when you shift it into reverse, I don't know if you can see, but the mirrors will fold down. Now up here, it looks like they had to put some things up here because they ran out of room down there, but you have a larger moonroof, not quite a panoramic sunroof, but it is a little bit larger than a normal one. The Subaru Forester has always been a great competitor when it comes to the second row. You have a lot of room, and it's so easy to get in and out because the doors basically come out 90 degrees. Now, we have nice materials like this soft touch plastic, contrast stitching, basically the same as the front. You do have a little bit less storage though. Now the seats are very comfortable, and this is a very nice place to spend time. And unlike the RAV4, you have double seat back pockets. The RAV4 only has 1 seat back pocket on the passenger side, which is kind of disappointing. I don't know who tried to design this because it looks really stupid the way it just flops down. I'm not a fan of that at all. And you also have 2 stages of heated seats. As I was saying, this is not a full panoramic sunroof. However, it does go back quite a bit, and it's a lot different than a normal panoramic sunroof. Coming to the cargo area, people have mixed impressions on this because you have a good amount of room back here, but not quite as good as something like the CR-V or RAV4. You have hands-free access, but for now I'm just gonna do the normal way. So you have about 29.8 cubic feet of cargo room. In this area, you have an extra speaker, and if you lift this up, you don't really get anything. You have a little cubby right over here, and you can easily fold down the seats by just pulling that lever. That's really handy because in most cars you have to go all the way to the second row and fold down each seat individually, but in this Forester you just pull a little lever, which is really nice. We also have a cargo cover so that no one can look in your window and see what kind of stuff you have back there if you don't want to get robbed. And well, that's about it. To close the trunk, you can normally close it, or you can close it and lock it. When it comes to the powertrain, we have the same old 2.5-liter Subaru Boxer 4-cylinder engine, which has been in everything and continues to be in the Forester for 2024. This puts out 182 horsepower and 176 pound-feet of torque, and it is mated to a CVT transmission, which is not everyone's favorite, but does get good fuel economy at 30 combined. The competition for this Forester is growing and growing, with mid-size CUVs getting higher demand. The Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4 provide the most competition and probably the hardest sales to beat, with the RAV4 getting sold over 345,000 times in 2023. Now with the 2025 redesigned model out, the Forester might be able to dominate the sales charts again. Now coming to the dimensions part of this video, we're looking at around 183 inches in length and 72 inches in width. Well, that is going to wrap up today's video on this new Subaru Forester Touring. This is a great choice to buy even if you cannot get your hands on anything else and this is the last thing to buy. This is a great choice. This also gives you tons of goods for your money, like the nice leather and the very nice materials on the interior. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.